Welcome to Chamber Chat. Chamber Chat is a morning radio show where we chat about the Conroe Lake Conroe area Chamber's upcoming events and business organizations. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Program Development.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah. Good start for today. The Chamber is a nonprofit organization with the mission of serving Conroe, Willis, and Montgomery communities to improve economic development and quality of life. The Chamber is made up of more than 1,000 members of these business communities. The Chamber provides members various monthly networking events, educational seminars, cost-effective marketing opportunities, as well as finds ways to give back to the communities it serves. The Chamber has been in business for 82 years. The purpose of the show is to inform listeners of the monthly events of the Chamber and to promote our members. Each month's guest will be brought on to talk about what is happening in the Chamber and get the inside scoop of our members, what they do, and what has made their company successful. I hope you have your cup of coffee because we have a great lineup this morning. And we have a special guest host, Mr. Brian Bondy.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
The president of our chambers.
Thanks for the intro, Courtney.
You're welcome. Samantha's on vacation, so
so
Brian's in the hot seat.
I drew the short straw. I have to sit here with Courtney. Thank goodness we've got guests. Thank goodness we have lots of guests.
We do. We have some great guests. Our first guest is Sherry Morgan with the Conroe Convention Visitors Bureau.
Sherry, baby.
Hello.
No, we're not going to have to pay ASCAP on that, all right? Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Is down the hall from us in our building. Even though she works for the city, she's still kind of part of the chamber family.
Yeah.
So we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to see what the CVB is doing and what people can do, what's going on with tourism and what people can do in Conroe.
Well, as we
tell them all about it. Tell them all about it.
I'll tell you all about it. It's, as we like to say in the CVB, it's always a good day to have a great day in Conroe, Texas.
Amen.
We've got so much to do. We really are blessed as a community just to have a really thriving downtown, a great lake area. We've got the National Forest. We've got the State Forest. We've got some really big accolades behind us to really make us one of those premier East Texas vacation destinations.
So, like, people need to do like a staycation and like a vacation in their own backyard.
Yeah.
Be a tourist in your own town.
Yeah, because I think when you live here, that you don't notice all the different things that are here available for you.
That's probably the one thing that we hear the most from our residents is that they didn't know half of what we're promoting to everybody, to the rest of the country through our marketing efforts.
Yeah.
That there is to do here. And it's one of those things, ironically, in the piney woods of East Texas, you can't see the forest for the trees. But staycations are very accessible in Conroe. We've got a ton of stuff to do. Probably one of the things that I love most to tell families about is the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary.
Oh, I've been out there. That is so cool.
It really is so unique.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's such a great cause as well. But it's out on Beulah Chapel Road in Montgomery past the high school. Mm-hmm. And what it is they've got 17 resident wolf and wolf dogs that have been rescued, have been turned in, but they're sent there to live out their life humanely. It's the life works and conservation effort of Dr. Joan, I believe is her name. She's in her 80s. Mm-hmm. But they've got a highly qualified staff from all over the world that have come in to help care for these beautiful animals. And so you can go out there by appointment. You do have to call first. Mm-hmm. And it's primarily on the weekends, but they do have some weekday spots as well. And you can have as much or as little interaction with the animals as you feel comfortable with, but you can watch them interact with one another, see the alpha dog, just see how they, that sense of pure nature in its purest form. And it really is beautiful, and it's such a nice thing to see us being such good stewards of our earth and for our animals that are on here. But it's always a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, you have to definitely do it. Go out there and see, because they're such beautiful animals. Oh my gosh.
They really, really
love
are.
it.
Okay, Sherry, I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
I've seen an awful lot of people walking around downtown with their phones. What in the world is going on in downtown Conroe?
Well, Brian, you got to catch them all. It's Pokemon Go.
That's what it is.
Pokemon and Go-Go. Actually, while waiting to come on air, I have noticed this one small lad. I've offered my help to him because he's circled this block 3 times.
He hasn't been able to catch him.
Hasn't. He has not. But yeah, Pokemon Go, it's a latest fad, and it's hugely popular. Basically what it is, it's a free app that you download on your phone, and it uses GPS, and you catch animated Pokemonsters, if you will. And then once you get them, you have to train them, and then you can battle, and you can take over gyms. And in the end...
Oh, I didn't realize it was that much. I thought you just caught them.
Oh, no.
Oh, I
That's
didn't.
just the
yeah.
beginning.
No,
That's
man.
reckless and irresponsible to just catch them. I guess you could
I
do
just
that.
you caught them and you got points. That's all I thought. I didn't realize you had all these other little things.
It's not
Wow.
like catch and release, okay?
No, you have to catch them. You have to care for them. You have to train them up, right? And actually, next door on the Crichton Theater is the location of one of the gyms. There's also one, I believe, in Founders Plaza as well.
Oh, wow.
But what it's done for tourism across the country, really, it's reintroduced a community to its residents to its community, because
Nice.
Yeah.
the Pokemon and the gyms are placed at historical parts of the city. So it might be if you have great Art Deco architecture, so
Yeah.
maybe it's going to be highlighted there. In Conroe, our art benches are highlighted and featured. So for
Cool.
those people that have just thought of those benches as some place to park it, there's
So to speak.
hey, stand up and look down. There's something there, and so it explains the historical significance of it
that's
and what
really
it is.
cool.
So it really is it has a great tourism aspect to it, although that is not at all
Right.
why it was brought about. But
Yeah.
it's really taking over the world. It's got some great implications. As with anything, safety is a primary primary interest. We want you to come back to Conroe, so we want you to be safe while you're here. But
Good stuff. Thanks.
Yeah. No, that's great. What else do we have going on in Conroe?
well, coming up this week, it's the first Thursday, and so if it's the first Thursday, there's going to be some first fun.
Yeah.
We've got the farmers market, which happens the first Thursday of every month. And I tell you what, the Conroe Downtown Area Association has done a phenomenal job this last year in programming.
Definitely.
They bring in food trucks. There's some really great, unique vendors. If you need goat soap, it's here.
Goat soap. Okay.
Goat's milk soap. But they've got some alpaca rugs. They've got local honey. They've got some produce. They've got some really beautiful handcrafted artisanal jewelry. Anything
Oh, I
that
didn't
you
realize
can
they
think
had
of.
all
Yeah.
of that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
There literally is something for everybody.
And live music on top of that.
Yeah.
Live music and food trucks. And
Yes.
through September, so this August one and then September, you can farm it up at the farmer's market and then walk down the street to Heritage Place Park and take advantage of the free concert series, the first Thursday concert series put on by the City of Conroe Parks and Recreations Department.
Very nice.
Shout out to Mike Riggins if you're listening.
Parks does an amazing job.
Mike was in my LMC class.
As a resident of Conroe, I was actually born in Cleveland, Texas, but my family lived in Conroe. But anyway, lived here most of my life. Left to go find a husband and go to college, but chose to come back and raise my family here. But the parks are always something that I'm so proud of because we do a great job.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm out there. But Mike Riggins, Lauren Arnold is the park superintendent. He and his staff do
Yeah.
just
We're very blessed to have that in our community.
yeah, 326 acres of dedicated parkland, and that says a lot.
That really does.
Yep.
Wow.
So this Thursday's concert is the Dirty River Boys.
I saw that.
And then probably the biggie is September 1st, Beatles tribute band extraordinaire, the Fab Five.
Cool.
And that one fills up fast.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
They're really, really great. And those concert series, they do sell alcohol there. You can't bring in any outside alcohol, but you're more than welcome to pack up a picnic basket, water,
that's
soda, food, bring out the family. It's free.
Yeah.
Might be a little warm,
Well,
but
It is summer.
it's,
it is.
It's hot all
but
over.
still, that's true.
Go be hot with some friends and some
That's right.
music.
Definitely. Those are really fun. You haven't done that. You definitely need to do that. So.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
And then August the 26th is a new event. It's their inaugural year, again from Parks and Rec. They're doing a senior prom for senior citizens.
Aw.
And it's going to be at the Activity Center from 6 to 10:30 on the 26th. And what a fun time just to get dressed up and go out and have fun. They're going to have
sounds
live
cool.
music. They're going to name a king and a queen.
Yay!
So it's going to be big
Oh, that sounds like
big fun. And the activity center is in Conroe's flagship park, Candy Cane Park.
I love Candy Cane Park.
I love me a Candy Cane Park, too.
So
And
pretty out
contrary
there.
to popular belief, I will not be there.
Well, you have to keep it fair. A, you're not a senior citizen, and B, you would just take the
There are
crown.
those who might question that.
Yeah.
It does sound like fun.
It does.
So, yeah, and a new theater season is beginning
Yes.
this month. Downtown, we are graced with the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater. So, the Crichton Theater, they're going to do Blythe Spirit in September, Addams Family in October, Miracle on 34th Street in December, My Fair Lady in February, and more. At the Owen Theater, The Phantom of the Opera comes to
up.
Conroe
Ooh,
September.
excited about
August
that.
and September. 39 Steps in October, The Little Mermaid in December, and the Cemetery Club in January and February. And again, more. October the 1st, the Conroe, Texas CBR Bull Mania Championship Bull Riding Competition returns.
Outstanding.
Cowboys.
Returns to Conroe as part of the Road to Cheyenne, the World Championship. Features world-class bulls and riders. It's televised on Fox Sports. This is the brainchild of Tuff Hedeman, who was the 8
Yes.
seconds to ride guy.
Yes.
It's not Lane, the one
Not
that,
the one that passed. Yes.
the survivor.
Tough.
And special guest will be Billy the Bull, who will
Ooh.
be coming out to interact with the public. He has his own children's book called Bill is No Bully.
Oh, how cute.
He's an actual 6-year-old bull.
Oh, wow.
In a technical term, he's blonde. I don't know what you call that in a bull term, but it's like it starts with a CH. But he's pretty. But he's 6 years old, and he likes to meet people, and he is not a bully, contrary to popular
That's super cute.
belief. So
There's
we're
a lot of jokes that we're going to leave on the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
So
we'll
we're
keep it
partnering
clean
up-
this morning.
Partnering up with CISD and Parks and Rec to make that open for the community to come out and meet
Oh, that's
Bill
awesome.
and get his book, and maybe I think the school district can do some coloring contest, and
Very
we'll have
good.
prizes through the CVB for that.
Awesome.
Texian Heritage Festival on the 8th out in Montgomery in Fernland Park, and then a flagship event October 14th and 16th.
Catfish Festival.
27th annual Conroe
Wow.
Cajun Catfish Festival.
Very good. So, Sherry, if people want to find out more about what to do in their own backyard, or if there's people listening from outside of the area who want to come and visit beautiful Conroe, where can they find more information?
Social media channels are all Visit Conroe. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and Snapchat. And our website is www.playinconroe.com.
Or you can come by the chamber at 505 West Davis and visit Sherry and wonderful staff there and get some good literature and more information.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your summer, and people go out and explore your hometown.
Yes.
We will be back with our next guest in a few minutes.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we're looking for more talk shows and volunteer DJs for our music shows. If you're interested in having your own talk show on Lone Star, or always wanted to live out your dream of being a music DJ, contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com/contact us, or call the station at 936-647-5747 for more information.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat. Our special guest host, Brian Bondy, with me today.
I'm here just sitting by my seat doing what I'm told to do.
Like he does every day.
Just like at home. Don't we
Before
have a big event coming up?
we do, it's called the Real Men of Montgomery County Style Show on August 25th. And we have two models with us today. Brian and Dick will be modeling. So,
Against our better judgments.
well, and
We want people to show up.
well, Dick did it last year, and he has a little swag walk kind of turn thing going. So
And he has a following.
he does. So
point.
he's got it down pretty good. So Brian, this will be your first time
Yeah,
walking.
I know. I don't want to disappoint.
So yes, but I hear it's going to be a really good show. We have a lot of great models. We have our representative Will Metcalf is going to be there. We have Hector Forestier, who's our chairman of the board. We have Guy Barker, works for First Financial Bank. We have The list is just running through my head.
My compatriot down at the Woodlands
Oh,
Chamber,
yes.
JJ.
Can't forget about JJ Holly. He will be making his second appearance there as well, too. We also have some people from members of the chamber, not necessarily people that are, elected officials who've been part of it before, but we've got some cute eye candy. Luke Foltz with Keller Williams. He's a little cutie. He's going to be in it. And
Now, who's the beneficiary this year?
the charity partner this year is the Assistance League of Montgomery County.
Oh, they do good work.
They do. So they have a shop that's downtown. They do great work with different charities around the area. They're a great bunch of ladies, and we're really excited for them being the charity partner this year. The way you can participate and come, watch the men strut their stuff is you can purchase a ticket for $60, or we have a table of 10 for $5.50, and it's going to be at Big Sky Barn that's out in Montgomery, right past Bentwater on 1097. Beautiful place.
Gorgeous.
And so come out, support the chamber, support the Assistance League, and, ladies, come on, watch some men strut their stuff. It's worth $60 at least.
You really do need to come out. Courtney's worked so hard. She's even created a sponsorship level called "It's Raining Men." You gotta love something like that. But they put a lot of work into it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's
too.
really, really fun, and the guys really ham it up, and we have great sponsors for it.
What's the date again?
The date is August 25th. It's at 11:30, so it's a luncheon.
Right.
So companies, you need to treat your ladies at the office, buy a
Great
table,
point.
have them
Excellent
come out
point. Yes.
for a great day. And it's a lot of fun. We'll have some door prizes this year, which I'm really excited about. So it's really fun. We have some great retailers that are going to be participating again this year. So
All right.
I appreciate everybody's
Coming right
support.
up.
Yes. So Conroe.org, or call me or stop at the chamber if you are interested in coming. So, but our guest right now, we have Rick Schissler, and he's with Silver Fox Advisors.
Glad to be here.
And Monica Bomkamp, Enia, who's with Education for Tomorrow Alliance.
Good morning.
Hi. They are just go-getters with our education committee at the chamber. And so I wanted to have them on to kind of talk about the different things that we've been doing the past year, doing some great things. So why don't y'all talk a little bit about yourselves and then talk about kind of what y'all are involved with the chamber. So go ahead, Monica. Ladies first.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm with Education for Tomorrow Alliance. We are a nonprofit that's been around in Montgomery County for about 27 years now, and our mission has always been to connect business and education. So we have always had great partnerships in the chambers here because we kind of are that conduit where we can connect the business community to what's going on in the schools and different ways that they can support education in complement to what our great school districts do here in Montgomery County. So we got involved in one of the newer programs of the chamber, Next Generation Leadership, a couple of years ago. We as a member of the education committee, we were looking at ways to further sort of engage and try and find the right fit for, again, the education committee to do meaningful work in the community, and as part of the chamber strategic plan, one of the bullet points was to engage young people to help prepare them for next steps in life, and that was obviously great for Education for Tomorrow Alliance because that's what we try to do every day. And so, housed in the education committee, we looked at a model that had been done for years of preparing young people through what was the First Financial Bank Junior Board. So they did that program for a couple of decades. But had stopped doing it, and we said, well, isn't that a great place to pick back up to engage our wonderful business mentors in ways to engage young people. So we just finished our first year and are ready to kick off the second. We have kind of three main areas that we try to do with the students that are in our program. They meet monthly, so monthly sessions, a chance for them to come together as a group and to hear from some fantastic speakers.
Yes.
It's really the goal is to have them experience leadership at work in Montgomery County. So we're having Brett Ligon. We're having those business and community leaders that are making decisions that affect all of us in the county, and having students get the opportunity to see some insight insights into how those decisions are made and into the backgrounds of these professionals
Yeah.
sitting before them. You know, a lot of times, I mean, I know that when I was a student, I was like, okay, these adults have it all put together, but it's nice for students to actually hear
Yes.
how did they get from where they were to the, the
Right.
professionals that are successful in front of them today. So a big piece of it is having monthly topics where these professionals come and share a little bit of wisdom with the students in the room.
Yep.
A secondary piece of it, as you know, is to really help the students develop their own individual leadership skills. And we have a fantastic partnership with Chad Patterson. He is a certified John Maxwell trainer, and he comes in a couple times a year to do the Youth Max training, which is the
Yes.
high school version of the John Maxwell training. And so it's a great opportunity for the students to kind of look internally and say,
Yeah.
well, what am I doing? What can I improve on? And how do I build on my strengths to become the leader that I want to be?
Yeah.
And then kind of the third piece of it is to do a little bit of giving back. And so we have a couple of service projects involved in there as well, because, any great leader is not doing it in a vacuum. They're getting engaged, they're giving back,
Right.
and they're trying to better the community around them. And so those are kind of our three components that we have set up for high school seniors. And I didn't mention this, but we actually work with Conroe High, Willis High, and Montgomery High School. And are really looking forward to kicking off our second year in September.
So how many students do you have coming this year?
We are expecting between 18 and 20. There's because it's summertime, we're still finishing up a couple of interviews, but we're looking at somewhere between 18 and 20. And like I said, they'll come together monthly, so it's a great chance for kids from different parts of the community to come and get engaged.
And
Outstanding.
these kids are awesome. I know last year I did sat in with some of the interviews. I wasn't able to this year, but I mean they just have it together. I mean, I can't.
It's true.
Like comparing them to how I was in high school. Oh my gosh, total ends of the spectrum. But these are really amazing kids, and it's really satisfying to see that you're helping them grow in their leadership role. And I just think this program is just awesome, and I'm so proud to be a part of it and have it at our chamber. So, and Monica's done such a wonderful job doing this.
To that end, I mean, one of the biggest successes of it is that we have a really engaged education community. We have professionals from a variety of fields that say, I want to come and have some impact with these young people. And so we have professionals that can come to these monthly sessions and lead small groups and find different ways to engage. We've used them for mock interviews.
That was really cool.
And the students love that because that's, they're being put on the spot,
Right.
but they're practicing those skills and actually saying, okay, how do I answer this question? And why is, if I'm being interviewed, why is someone asking me these questions? And having those professionals think through, when you say, tell me about yourself, well, where do I start as a
Right.
17, 18-year-old in answering those questions? So there's some real hands-on value that the students are getting just by the fact that all these other professionals involved in the chamber are in the room and willing to give their time for the professional growth of those students.
Yeah,
Well
it's
said.
really
It's
cool.
been
Very
fun.
well
It's
said.
very cool. So I know that there are some sponsorship opportunities available because we do
Absolutely.
provide lunch for our wonderful students. So if you're interested in sponsoring that, you can get a hold of myself at the chamber or Samantha or anybody at the chamber. We can set you up with that, and that's a great way to kind of get your name out to the community and show your support for our youth and our education and our youth. So.
And it's a great way for the students to see who makes up this business community.
Right.
And the fact that we do have a very engaged professionals
Yes.
that are giving their time, their energy, their sponsorship support so that these young people have a great experience.
Definitely. Well, very good. We will take a short break and we'll be back to talk about our nonprofit business roundtables in a few minutes. We'll be back with Chamber Chat.
Did you know your favorite show on Lone Star Community Radio are on social media? Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, you name it, they're on it. Check out where they are online on irlonestar.com/shows and see which of your favorite hosts are online. Make sure to follow them and see what is in store for the next broadcast. Follow Lone Star Community Radio on Twitter at IRLoneStar or Facebook with facebook.com/IRLoneStar.
And we are back with Chamber Chat. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, and we have special guest host Brian Bondy with us today. And we just finished speaking with Monica, Bomkamp Enia, about our Next Generation Leadership Program that we have at the Chamber. And she's telling us all about it and how it's really great to get all these young young kids or young students, young professionals in, and being able to provide them some educational series.
And before we get with Rick, I just have to ask Monica a quick question, because you have the Education for Tomorrow Alliance
Yes.
Trivia Night coming up on August the 12th.
August 12th. Come ready to compete.
And I'm kind of new in this arena, so I thought it was just like a friendly game of trivia, but apparently it's rather cutthroat.
Well, I mean, cutthroat might be a strong word.
Okay,
There's still
all
some,
right.
some casual fun, but we
Some
definitely have
casual
some
fun. That's-
teams.
okay.
Some teams that are coming out to compete this year. So
All
yes,
right.
August 12th, 6:30 p.m. at the Grand Palace. We would love to have you out, and give Brian and Courtney here some competition.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
That's being really generous, Monica. Well, I thought you were going to say give Brian and Courtney some extra teammates.
Yes. It is really, really fun. It's a great night to be out and to, get with your colleagues or your friends and have a fun night. It's really fun. Even if you don't know how to answer some of the trivia questions, which I didn't last year, but it's still a lot of fun. So, yeah, definitely encourage people to come. So
That's right.
I will kind of study up for this year.
Okay, I've got a book that I can give you that is full of useless information.
Great.
It will be perfect.
Great. I love
right.
that. That's what's all in my head right now. Useless information.
Useless information. That's right. All right, I digress. Go ahead.
Well, we'd like to welcome Rick Schissler. He's with Silver Fox Advisors, but he oversees our nonprofit business roundtables we're doing at the Chamber. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's kind of exciting to be able to talk about the roundtable. As a Silver Fox Advisor, we're just a little background. We're an association of men and women throughout the greater Houston area that have finished our main career track, but we want to keep being involved in business. And this roundtable that we formed through the Chamber, through the Education Committee, is very unique. There's not another one around, and it's that it serves nonprofits. But we're still focused on the business side of the nonprofit. As someone who spent 40 years in a business career, starting businesses, building them, selling them, and training people and working, and also spent quite a bit of time working in the nonprofit world as a volunteer board member and whatnot, I saw where there was a tremendous need, particularly with your smaller nonprofits, to understand business. You've got a lot of passion. You got to have a lot of passion to start a business as an entrepreneur, small business person. Same is true, very true, to start a nonprofit or to lead a nonprofit. And the passion's there, but you still need a little bit of business sense and a little bit of direction. So that's what our group tries to do, is to put the business out there, talk about it, discuss it. And we put together a good group, and I give Courtney a lot of credit. We've got, in fact, probably enough people to start two tables, which is going to be on the agenda in our August meeting coming up. But I think we're going to do a lot of good. We've got a lot of enthused, entrepreneurial, small charities and nonprofits that seem to want to learn the business side.
Yeah, really fabulous.
So over the last 10, 15, 20 years, the rules of operating a nonprofit have changed dramatically. And yet we find that a lot of the leaders of those organizations aren't necessarily able to keep up with some of those changes. Do you see that this roundtable is going to be valuable in helping them get up to speed on what some of these new regulations are about?
I'm not sure how far we'll go on the legal side, but I tell you, Brian, one of the things that's inherent within the roundtable structure, and the Silver Fox Advisors have 15 to 20 of business roundtables located around the greater Houston area, serving the business community on the profit side. One of the things that happens, and one of the biggest things, is that when you sit around a table with your peers, certain people have experienced certain things or dealt with certain, and it pops up. And that's one of the things in our meeting that we had in July. People were offering advice. Oh, I've been through that, and I've done that. So if you have people that come to the table that have had the legal challenge or are more up to speed, and you and I both know certain people stay in tune with that than others. Same is true in business, small business, that there will be exchange. The other opportunity we have at our tables is we invite professional speakers in. So the opportunity to have someone, say an attorney or someone who's skilled, to come in and lead a session at one of our monthly tables and talk about those rules and so on and so forth. That's there. Of course, in our table format, we allow the members to decide what we're going to talk about and how we're going to do things. And so, but I always encourage a speaker every 3 or 4 months on some particular business topic to come in and lead a discussion, if you will. And that would be a good one.
Well, legal, financial, operational. I mean, it's all an ever-changing environment. And part of the role of the chamber is to help not only our for-profit companies but also our nonprofit organizations, because there are a lot of them in Montgomery County.
There's a lot.
As evidenced by the number that are participating in the
Yeah.
roundtables.
Well, and I really appreciate the Conroe Chamber, Brian, stepping up. And again, Courtney has just been tremendous in the committee, the Education Committee, which I joined with Monica and a dozen or more other people, very passionate, not only about the program that Monica talked about, but they get involved. They just don't have a meeting and walk off. They volunteer. And in getting this table off the ground for the nonprofits. Because quite frankly, when we held our open houses to invite people to join a business table or a nonprofit, it was the nonprofits that showed up in bigger numbers. So that's why we started with a nonprofit table. Hopefully we'll develop a business table, for-profit business table. So, the chamber, by sponsoring that kind of opportunity for its membership, really receives a big congratulations and a lot of kudos.
Yeah. It's just amazing. We had a meeting last week and did like a little 3-minute presentation. Everybody went around and kind of gave their, what their goals are and what they're working on and stuff. And definitely 3 minutes wasn't long enough for everybody. But just hearing all the great stuff that these nonprofits in our community are doing, and then like Rick mentioned, the collaboration. Afterwards they're like, oh, well, here's a resource for you, or this is what I did. And I'm just in awe of it, because anytime I've gone to like a convention or conference and they've offered roundtables, that's what I got the most out of, because you're sitting with your peers and you're learning from them. And so I'm kind of wanting to go to all the meetings just so I can kind of, sit there and, not really participate, but be able to be a part of it, because it's just so amazing that what they're going to be getting out of this. I'm really hoping their businesses and everything too. So,
well, and I think one of the big things we need to mention is that this is done under the idea that it's confidential.
Right.
So I can feel
That's
good
true.
about sharing.
Yes.
And that is typically it's never been an issue in a business table, for-profit business table. And in fact, we'll have a little agreement. We'll ask everybody the idea that I can come into this group.
Right.
Feel safe. That's kind of a common word these days, and exchange information. And feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And the idea of sharing, I mean, in a sense, I'm a nonprofit, just like a for-profit. I can be competitive. We try to stay away from raising money. That's sort of a proprietary thing, in my opinion. Even though we're looking at the business side. What do I do once I have the money? Following regulations, Brian, as you mentioned.
Right.
And there's a lot that goes into that, and a lot of resources that I learned about. I got excited too.
Yes.
Because they were helping each other. So, well, you can buy that here, or you can save some here, or try this. And they were kind of just outbursts of let me help you.
Right. It was great.
So it's wonderful.
It really was.
It's an exchange of information in a safe, confidential environment. Hopefully they all go away and they're more successful because they can do more with the money they raise. That's my goal.
And you bring up a great point that what is said there stays there.
Yes.
So it gives them somewhat of a security blanket to be able to be open, honest about what they need help with, and they don't have to feel like they're going to have repercussions from like a board member or somebody else, and that peer-to-peer helping will help them grow in the long run.
Yep.
Wait, and there's another angle to this. And again, this is totally experimental. There is no blueprint, as far as I know, of working with nonprofits. Is we have a couple members that I already know that they're not necessarily professionals, that they're on staff, but because of the way the nonprofit works, there is no paid staff. They outsource the back end. So you have the current president or whatnot. And that's something we're trying, because normally you want the CEO, president, general manager, director, whatever the title is there, so they can carry back. But it's very interesting, some of their input. I'm impressed because they're looking to run their nonprofit for their year or two in office as a business and
That's
bring
right.
those practices back.
Great point.
Which helps them. So we're trying a lot of new things is the point I want to make. Nothing is off the table.
No,
so to
not at
speak.
all. Not at all.
Well, and the fact that there's no blueprint is actually beneficial. It's beneficial for you as the leader of the group, but it's also good for them because they're going to help you set the tone of what direction it goes.
And by the way, I'm not the leader of the group. I'm the mentor. There's a difference here.
Yes.
One of the members actually had to step up and be the facilitator, meaning sort of the chairman, and run the meeting. I sort of sit over to the side. I'm there as an advisor, hopefully a trusted advisor, But you want the
Silver
group
Fox
to,
advisor.
well, there you go. I'm serving my role that I'm in training. And that's one thing I want to mention. The Silver Foxes, again, we're an association. We're all volunteers. We all do our own work as far as mentors and advisors, consultants, whatever. I have my own office, set my own rules. But there's a lot of training involved to be one of these mentors, and a lot of material. There are monthly meetings that follow up. So the Silver Foxes as an organization takes this opportunity and this responsibility of running roundtables very seriously. So, I think it's interesting and a great opportunity for your members that are in the nonprofit world, and again, hopefully in the for-profit down the road, to join something. There's no cost to them other than being a member of this great chamber.
Right.
Yep.
It's a service, and once a month for an hour and a half, that's all. Commit to that. Meet 10 or 11 times, depending on what the group decides. But with same place, same time, we meet and we work off the agenda that's agreed to by the group. And a facilitator, hopefully, will rotate around the room, take turns doing it. So, great opportunity that you've offered to your members, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we appreciate you helping us out and making that become a reality. It takes volunteers to run volunteer organizations, and having something like this for them to fall back on, it's part of our mission, and we're glad to have you as a part of it. I'm going to throw it back on to Monica now, because obviously she also runs a nonprofit organization. What are some of the challenges that your organization has going forward? I mean, obviously, as a nonprofit, we all deal with fundraising, but it goes beyond that. It's volunteer leadership. It's market share. It's things that. What do you find is probably one of your top 2 or 3 challenges for Education for Tomorrow Alliance?
Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break.
She gets time to think about it.
She does. And we'll come back with the answer to that question, and then we'll tell you what other upcoming events we have at the Chamber. We'll be back with Chamber Chat in a few minutes.
Want to check out what it's like to be on the radio? Need credit for school? For an internship? Then contact Dick online at dick@irlonestar.com. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we are here to be part of the community.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat. We left off with Brian asking a very good question to Monica, and she's had a few minutes to think about it.
Yes. So his question was, what are some of the challenges for nonprofits these days? And I think, so we're a fairly small nonprofit, very local nonprofit. And I think one of the things that we experience is marketing. And what I mean by that is you can't just be doing good work. If you can't talk about that good work, if you can't share it in all the avenues that people are actually checking into, then it stays a little flat, right? And so being savvy in social media is a huge thing, because it's a matter of thinking who's your audience and where are they going to get information. And so having that a lot of people check their phone, they check their Facebook, they check their Instagram. Being in the places where people go, even if it's just for a brief second, to be in the forefront of their mind is really important. And then I think the second thing is just always maximizing their time, utilizing their time, and giving them a meaningful experience as a volunteer. So you're communicating well with them. You're allowing them some opportunities that are maybe more committed opportunities. You're allowing them some one-time sort of in and out volunteer opportunities. Just providing a really valuable a volunteer experience where they feel that their time is being valued and that they actually have the opportunity to have impact. It matters. You don't just assume that because someone's a volunteer this year that they're coming back always, right? And so being attentive to those people who are really bringing your organization to life. So providing a good volunteer experience, marketing, I think, are something definitely with small nonprofits, but really people have a choice to where they spend their time. And so making sure that the things that they have the opportunity to do by engaging in your organization are going to have some value for them as well.
Yeah, we found that time, talents, and treasure are resources that you can't take for granted.
Right.
And,
never.
And
Never,
the other
ever.
part of that equation is that they are very finite. So if you don't show the appreciation all the way down the line, then they both become harder and harder to find.
Absolutely. And there's just so much, for lack of a better word, competition for people's attention.
Great point.
You know?
Great point.
Definitely. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I hope our audience has learned a lot about kind of what the education committee does and what we're doing at the chamber for next generation leadership and our nonprofit business roundtables. I appreciate y'all coming in and talking about that.
Okay, so I have a trivia question.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What was the address of the Munsters house on the TV show?
Oh,
That's
gosh.
a good question.
Nobody knows?
No.
See, I've had this in my head for 50 years.
Wow.
1313 Mockingbird Lane. Write it down. Save it.
Okay.
So if that comes up at trivia night,
we'll know it.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some other companies will lose out on that one.
Not if they're listening.
That's true.
If
Not
they're
if you're
listening
listening.
in.
Just
See,
give away the answer.
there's always a reason to listen to Chamber Chat.
There you go.
Well, before we go today, we want to tell you about some upcoming events that we're going to be having. We have a Department of Labor seminar. Your payroll costs may go through the roof. Overtime rules have changed. Come and learn what the new changes are. It's going to be August 16th at 7:30 with breakfast at the chamber. It's $20 for members and non-members. We're going to have 3 panelists, and it's going to be it's a wonderful topic that's going to affect everybody about the changes in the overtime rules. So
We've got 3 panelists. We've got Alan Bush, who's a noted employment
Yep.
attorney here in town. We've got Shirley Peters, who is a human resource professional with Quesco Payroll Services Company. And we also have Deidre Fugeron with Medivators, who is
Yes.
a director of human resources for that company. And because the increase that the Department of Labor is putting into effect takes the threshold from a little over 23,000 to almost 48,000, it's going to have a huge impact on businesses that have a lot of middle management that they've had as directors. And so we've got space for about 55 or 60 people, and it's already starting to fill up. It's
Yep.
$20 a person. We'd love to have you.
yes, it'll be a great topic. We also have our morning mingle, which is going to be August 10th at Berry Hill. Come out. What kind of I like to tell people about the breakfast is we don't do your typical 60, 30-second commercials. We kind of change it up every month to do some different kind of networking things. My favorite is the networking speed dating one that we do, which is always fun. So come out for that. Berry Hill does a great breakfast, and we'll have lots of fun for that. You can register online for that. And then in September, why don't you tell us about something really, really cool we're having coming up in September?
Thanks. So we're bringing a nationally known author, Glenn Shepard, to Conroe for a seminar. It's for employees and managers, and Glenn has been training people all over the country for the last 20 plus years. He's worked with Fortune 500 companies. He's worked with the top universities in the country. And he also does programming with chambers of commerce. And we're very fortunate to have him coming to Conroe on the 20th of September. We'll be at the Conroe Tower. And there's a lot of information that's getting ready to hit the mail as well as online.
Yep. So for any information on special events or any events for the chamber, you can visit us at conroe.org, or you can call us at 936-756-6644, or visit us on any of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and be sure to tune into Chamber Chat next month, which is September 6th at 11 a.m. Samantha will be returning, so we'll have her back with us, and we'll have some great special guests to talk about the chamber and what all we're doing.
And of course, on that date, you'll be 1 month away from your 30th anniversary.
That is true.
Lobsterfest.
Lobsterfest, 30th Annual Lobsterfest. Mark it down, October 6th. There'll be more information coming out about that, so look for that in the community. Thank you, Brian, for joining us and being the special guest host, and Monica and Rick. And we'll see you next month for Chamber Chat.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production. produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.